Just be blunt about it. Was he questioning the president's loyalty when Trump said there's something going on here? He seems to maybe know more about this than we do, and we'll say. What's he talking about there?
Well, it's nasty, vague, and mean and unnecessary. And what people want to hear from the presidential candidates are practical and powerful solutions. How do we deal with this? And this kind of scurrilous talk serves exactly no purpose. It certainly does not serve Trump's.
There's a certain line there, if you go back. If it were just Joe Schmo saying this, it'd be one thing. But a guy who started out his sort of national career with birtherism, with statements like, no one knew him at school. Talk about murky, like, was it really him? Signed up for all those years in school? Was that really the guy we're calling president now? And the idea that he was somehow born overseas, somehow snuck in the country, subversively, and now to say there's more to this than meets the eye. You know, what's he up to here?
So at the least he's
about
saying
Obama.
President Obama is inattentive, doesn't pay enough attention to the issue of terrorism. And at the
there's
worst,
something going on.
And at the worst, he's saying there's some other thing going on that I'm not going to say exactly what it is, if he's a part of it or he sympathizes with it, and that's the part that goes back to remind us of the birtherism about is he really our legitimate president? Is there a more serious charge you could make against a president than that?
Well, I think there is something deeper and more sinister going on. He makes the implication, or asks us to draw the inference, that there's something secret or occult about President Obama in his very nature. That and what I think of is all these scurrilous allegations that he's some sort of secret Muslim, and not just a secret Muslim, right, but a secret Muslim who, the inference we're supposed to draw, sympathizes somehow with the radical Muslims who would destroy America. I mean, that's the smorgasbord.
It's smorgasbord option. That's an option you could pick up. I'll take that cupcake. I mean, somebody might say, yeah, I like the way the president talks. What do you think, Bob?
Well, I think it's so muddled. I mean, in the height of what is, so it makes no sense in what he has said is because Obama won't use the language radical Islamic terrorism, he should resign.
Well, he said that too today.
Yeah,
he said a lot today.
But if it's murky.
But, I mean, if people have suggested that presidents resign for some pretty serious offenses.
Yes,
but,
I know.
But failing to use certain language is
usually it's for using language, not using it.
Right.
Well, sometimes it's even for illegal action.
Yeah.
Well,
I seem to recall a certain story you were involved in.
Choose what you want to hear, right? You can choose, oh yeah, he's not doing enough, or you can choose the more sinister language, and both, you could hear.
Is this what Trump wants ultimately for his uncle when he says the president will say uncle? He forced him to show his birth certificate. It's like calling the guy up the side of the road and say, let's see your papers. Because you want him to say, to go back to Watergate lingo, I am not a Muslim. Is that what he wants him to say? I am not a fifth columnist. I have no other ambitions but being a pretty good president the way I see it. Clinton warned against Trump's